And then you go over to The View, and they're in equal crazy land, where Kamala Harris is flawless, the press is too mean to corporate Democrats, the polls are all not true, but Whoopi also went on a giant tirade against polls. Whenever you're losing, all of a sudden the polls aren't true.
Polls bad.
Yeah, when Kamala Harris was winning, they were ebullient. Why were you so cheerful when Kamala Harris was winning in the polls? I thought you didn't believe in the polls.
As if you thought the ladies of The View could not possibly get more ridiculous, Sunny Hostin recently tried to go out and claim that Kamala Harris is running a perfect campaign. That's right. Not a good one or a decent one or even a great one. Perfect. There's nothing she possibly could have done wrong or could have done differently. Folks, I mean, whether you're Republican or Democrat, you think Trump's going to win, Kamala's going to win, I don't care. Let's just assess that statement for a second. There's nothing you think she could have done differently, which surely must be true. And that's exactly why in the past 2 weeks, she is going out and claiming that Trump is Hitler and desperately trying to do a bunch of interviews in the final stages of this election, because that's the behavior of a campaign that definitely got nothing wrong this entire time. Yeah, this claim is so ridiculous that I could personally respond to it, but it was so stupid that even TYT recently ran a segment absolutely blasting it, and we love to watch leftists fight other leftists, so I figure we should react to that here today. But firstly, folks, do us a big favor. If you enjoy the content, be sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And why should you subscribe? Because doing so goes a long way in ensuring we can keep bringing you these videos. It's also totally free, and the best way to support this channel less than 2 weeks away from the election. Be sure to hit that red button. And with that said, take a listen as Ana Kasparian and Cenk Uygur hilariously call out this stupidity. And it's so stupid, like I said, even the left is just saying, what are you talking about?
All right, I'm just going to hold back and just move on to The View, because they disagree with you, Cenk. They think that Kamala Harris has been running a perfect campaign.
Oh, they're so stupid.
So let's start with Sunny Hostin, who insisted that Harris's strategy was flawless because of the amount of money she has raised. Like, that is the main indicator of a successful campaign.
Yeah, the donors.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, it's genius.
I think that Kamala Harris has been running a flawless campaign, and that's why she raised billions of dollars.
Okay, let me correct the statement in the beginning. Okay, perfect, flawless, same thing, but that's our exact words if you're curious. Kamala Harris is running a flawless campaign. So there's not a single flaw in anything. Okay, again, I don't care what you think is going to happen in the election. You may think Kamala is going to win. That's fine. I mean, that's your opinion, right? But really?
I think it's because of the momentum that she has. I think it's because people believe in her, and I think people are showing that by the amount of money that they're willing to give to the campaign. I think we have the press to blame for a lot of this. About, you know, Whoopi, you always say you don't believe in polls. I'm with you now, because I'm reading the press. First it was Kamala's not doing enough press. Then she goes on this huge press tour. What I would like the press to talk a little bit more about is Trump is in hiding. He didn't do the 60 Minutes interview. He does not want to do another debate. He's in mental decline. Obama's speech was captivating in Pittsburgh, yet instead of talking about that, we're talking about what he said before the speech to black men.
I'm getting mental decline just listening to this, but anyways.
Donald Trump has increased his support among black voters. Why do you think that is? Anyway,
on The View, full-blown conspiracy theory, lunatic, QAnon, blue MAGA, whatever you want to call them. Kamala Harris has run a flawless campaign? A flawless campaign. Amazing. And by the way, they were saying the same thing about Joe Biden as his brain was falling out of his ear.
True.
Okay, and the press is too mean to Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is perfect, but the press, they like Trump too much and they're too mean to Kamala Harris. Look, I think that to some degree, some parts of the press sane wash Donald Trump, a new term that I love, and it's true. And I think he's a lunatic, and they just treat him as if he has strategy and is a normal person. But thinking that they're too mean to Kamala Harris, that's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I mean, all right.
All right. So let's go to Sarah Haynes and Elisa Farah Griffin, who...
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't have much to say. It's just like, what do you expect from The View? You know, watching The View is like watching North Korean propaganda in favor of Kim Jong-un. You know, I think it's a show that would honestly go great on DPRK television. Cenk brings up a great point there too, right? They said the same thing about Joe Biden. Joe Biden is perfect. He did great in that debate. You know, he definitely doesn't have obvious mental decline going on. It's brain rot. Okay, that's what it is. Gen Z term for a show watched by much older people, but that's exactly what you're watching. You know, it's just
who rightfully bring up the fact that Harris does need to do a better job differentiating herself from Joe Biden, which ends up drawing some negative attention from another lady on The View, Whoopi Goldberg. Let's take a look.
I'm going to push back a little on Sunny's comment that it's a flawless campaign. And this is why I'll say this. I am voting for Kamala Harris because we talked about this last week, all the whys. But I think the criticism of people who it's not resonating with, she went on a media blitz and it was mostly friendly interviews. There was some questions, but she didn't seem prepared. The question you asked her got a ton of press about how would you change yourself? If this is an election of change, she needs to...
What would your administration do differently than a Biden administration?
But and she said not one thing comes to mind. And she's headed into a media blitz. So these are the questions you're going to get. And so what I'm confused about is either she wasn't prepared, which I don't think so, because I think she over-prepares, or she doesn't have a difference to sell.
Whether you guys love Joe Biden or not, the public was turning on his policies. That was why there was the whole...
No, the public wasn't turning on his policies. They were turning on the fake news of him being too old to do the job.
But the reality is the majority of voters didn't want Joe Biden back.
So yeah, according to Whoopi Goldberg, Joe Biden's mental decline was simply not real whatsoever. But on top of that, it's also false. Okay, the public's only problem with Joe Biden was not just his age. Okay, when you looked at opinion polls on things like the economy, immigration, foreign policy, crime, all of these different issues that have not been good for the past 4 years, Donald Trump held a significant lead in the opinion polling on literally all of these issues. Okay, so that is empirically false. It's just not true whatsoever, right? The public was turning on Joe Biden because of a combination of his obvious senility, as well as everything that's been happening the past 4 years, and a general state of discontent with what's happening in the country, just to be clear.
Did Whoopi Goldberg watch the debate? Did she watch the debate?
True.
Well, if
just the bare minimum.
If she did, she's probably thrilled that we defeated Medicare.
Oh my God.
Okay, look, it's just an alternate reality.
It's a cult, Cenk.
It's totally a cult. I totally agree.
It's a cult.
And so, look, we're the only ones saying, I'm sorry, guys, but you got cults on both sides. So, like, the Trump people are like, no, of course you should use the military against the American people and terminate the Constitution. And we're love the Constitution and we're pro-America. Are you? No, you sound like you're a cult who's obsessed with your dear leader. And then you go over to The View, and they're in equal crazy land, where Kamala Harris is flawless, the press is too mean to corporate Democrats, the polls are all not true. But Whoopi also went on a giant tirade against polls. Yeah. Whenever you're losing, all of a sudden the polls aren't true.
Polls bad.
Yeah, when Kamala Harris was winning, they were ebullient. Why were you so cheerful when Kamala Harris was winning in the polls? I thought you didn't believe in the polls. Now all of a sudden, by the way, note this for the record. Once Democrats start losing, and it's now happening, it's begun, okay, they will say they don't believe in polls. And the problem is that the American people are too racist and sexist.
Of course.
Okay, Joy Reid already started, and it's going to keep for the next.
True. It has started.
Next 21 days, you all will be accused of a lot of racism and sexism. Okay. God forbid Democrats should ever deliver for you. It's your fault for being racist and sexist and not appreciating the squat that they got you and that they promised you.
I think shaming the electorate is a good strategy. Let's see how that works out.
Yeah, but that comment by Whoopi there that we showed you was the cherry on top. That it's fake news. That anything that criticizes Kamala Harris or Joe Biden is fake news.
Yeah.
That Joe Biden did poorly in the debate was fake news.
No,
that he's old
is fake news.
Is fake news. He's in his 80s.
She said that. She said that on national television, daytime TV. Whoopi Goldberg said it's fake news that Biden is too old.
No, good. You know what?
I love this so much. I love watching them fight, but really, they're making good points here. You know, it's, you know, you've really lost the plot when people on your own side are saying you lost the plot and making pretty strong arguments as to why. Okay, totally delusional. Like I said, North Korean state television. That is the equivalent of what The View is these days.
You guys keep humiliating yourselves on national TV. I love it, okay? So now you know, you watch The View, you watch Morning Joe, you're watching zombie shows. Hey, cult members, come here. Joe Biden's 30. He's so terrific. Kamala Harris has said everything perfectly. Okay. But now,
accurate, by the way. Very accurate.
Oh, it's so sad that you become Fox News. Maybe
so
you might even be outdoing them. That's just so pathetic.
Anyway, I mean, and this is the kind of coverage that leads the Democratic ticket in a terrible direction, in a direction that is more likely to lose. And so hopefully the Harris team realizes they've been headed in a bad direction, and hopefully they change course. But we'll.
No, you know what? Shh. Please, all you smart Democrats out there that kind of see the writing on the wall with this, don't tell them, okay? Don't tell them. No. Because first of all, you're going to get accused of being disloyal anyway. But on top of that, I don't want you to tell them. No. You know, actually let The View fully believe, and all their viewers and all the MSNBC viewers and all this stuff, Kamala Harris is running a great campaign. She's doing nothing wrong, you know? And I guess we'll find out on election day what that actually translates to. But yeah, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comment section down below. What do you think of the claim that Kamala is running a perfect campaign? And by the way, Joe Biden also does not have any mental decline. Be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and until next time, God bless and peace.